Hi, this is John Kenny with a brief demonstration on how to create a histogram, like the one you see on the screen here. This particular one is a distribution of quota attainment. And you can see on the left or y-axis the frequency, the number of people that attained each level of quota. And across the x-axis, the range from 60% to 130%. So in this example, we've got 21 people who were in the range of 90 to 100% quota attainment. If you need to create a chart like this, I'll show you how to do that. Start off with a data set, and you can see here in this screen in the lower left, I've got a list of employees and a list of their quota attainment. The first thing I want to do is to do some statistics about this sample set. And the way to do that is to use a tool. If I click on the Data tab and click on Data Analysis, and this is a plugin for Microsoft Excel it's free, but you need to install it. The choices for my analysis tools include one called Descriptive Statistics. So if I click on that and select it, the first thing it will ask me is the input range for my statistics, and I will select the quota attainment column. It is a column of data, and I have a label in the first row. Now I want to select the output range. Where do I want to put this information? I'll put it here in G1, and I want to run summary statistics. So when I click OK, I get a list of the summary statistics for this sample set. I need to change these to percentages. Let me click on this. My mean is 91%. I don't care about standard error. That's too advanced for the typical projects we're doing, so I'll delete that row. The median is 90%. There is no mode, so I'll delete that. I'll also delete these others, the sample variance, the kurtosis, and the skewness, because our customers typically don't care about that. And I'll also delete the sum. But the ones I do care about, standard deviation is important. This has a fairly small standard deviation. It's only 13 points. So that means that most of this population is somewhere between 91, centered around 91%, plus or minus 13%. The next three, the range, the minimum, and the maximum, are important. I can see that the lowest quota attainment was 66%, the highest was 120%, and the count of number of employees in this sample is 75. Now, to create the chart, I need to specify what Microsoft calls bins, and that's the range I want to look at. So we saw the minimum was 66%, so I'll start with 60%. I'll do 10% increments. Now you could do 1% or 5% or whatever the appropriate size for the bins are for your sample size. And if I just put 3 of these into a list and then grab this handle on the corner, I can drag this down till I get to 130%. And now I have the range of these bins. So I'll have 8 columns in my chart, one for each of these bins. The next thing I need to do is to click on the Data tab, back to Data Analysis, and this time I want to select Histogram. When I select Histogram, I'm asked again for the input range. So if I click on Input Range and I select my data, but this time without the label, I want to select the bin range. So what's the range? And that's this little table we just created. I'll select that range. And my output range, I can just put this on a new worksheet, or I can put it somewhere on this worksheet, and I'll select the location on this worksheet. We'll put it right here in J11. And I want to make sure I turn on chart output, so I'll get a chart output. When I click OK, what I see is that I've created a histogram. And the histogram looks like this. can get rid of the frequency, and you'll see that each of these bars represents the number of people who attained that level of quota attainment. I'll turn on my data labels, and now I can see the actual number that were in each of these bins. And from here you can do the formatting to change the colors and rename these, put a title in, and you've got a histogram ready to drop in to your client presentation. I hope this helped. Good luck with it.